Here at the Rhythmia Life Advancement Center, and I happen to be blessed to be with a beautiful, gorgeous being, which is Jonelle from Washington, and she said yes to come sit on the wonderful couch with me and have a conversation about. I can't say all that has occurred for her at Rhythmia because there's a lot, but a good amount that she would like to share with you. So sit back, get cozy, because you're up for a wonderful treat, as I am to be in her presence right now. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good.
Thank you, Kim.
Good.
I'm honored to be here.
Well, I'm honored that you said yes and you're here as well. Now, I, of course, had a few minutes with you and discussing so many of the miracles, glorious things that occurred. Um, can I start with, I love how, if you would just share with everyone, how did you know you were supposed to come to Rhythmia? Like, what occurred for you that you went, oh.
Yeah, it's actually pretty magical. I was going through some old photographs, and when you take a look like in a mirror, and for a moment you don't realize that that's you, and this picture fell out. And in that moment, a couple months before I got introduced to Rhythmia, this occurred, and I looked at that picture from an observant self, and it hit me. I went, "Oh my gosh, that person is beautiful, so vibrant." Mm-hmm. And then I realized it was me. And I just started bawling because I just felt such grief and sadness, because where did that person that was so vibrant and purposeful go? Mm-hmm. And then I'm a big Alec Ferrari fan, and I was listening to an interview with Kyle Cease. This is a couple months later, this is actually January. And he was sharing his healing journey, mm-hmm. and then just simply mentioned the word rhythmia. And it was like a lightning bolt. It hit me, mm-hmm. And I went, "Oh my gosh, I have to go there."
This is what I love. I have to go there, and that's all you heard was the word.
That's all I heard. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And kind of hindsight, I feel, I believe everything has vibration and an mm-hmm. energy, mm-hmm. and just the words and mm-hmm. The frequency that this place has, mm-hmm. there was almost like this infusion of this heart knowing that this was my path to healing. So paused it, looked it all up, because I didn't know anything about it. And 12 hours later, I had my, I booked and I had my ticket.
Well, that's what I love. 12 hours later. It was such a resounding yes.
Oh, yeah.
An energetic pull that I'm going.
It was January 4th and January 5th. I booked.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So thank you for trusting yourself and feeling that pull. Now, I also love when you pulled up to Rhythmia.
Yeah.
Because it started, I know your path started immediately from the moment you booked. Then you pull up to Rhythmia, and what occurs?
Yeah. My heart can really still feel the feeling of you really are kind of going over, you're entering this sanctuary, this safe, beautiful sanctuary, but the love, that washed over me, and how I felt literally pulling in, going across that threshold, mm-hmm. Into this amazing sacred container for healing was so palatable. And I've been washed over with that feeling multiple times since I've been here. And that just is confirmed by every single person. I mean, you hear how people interview for a job, but boy, I don't know how you guys interviewed for purity of heart, and I'm a loving heart, and it's just I don't care who you run into here. It's just so palatable.
I love that.
Yeah. So the support, especially when you're doing deep work, especially with vulnerability, and you're opening your heart, that's an earned and requires discernment, to go to that very, very tender place. And, I was washed over in the wings of rythmia.
It just feels so good. And I exhale because that the core intention is for us to create that safe, sacred container. And you caught that as you just pulled up to the front.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is brilliant because it's so many prayers, so many intentions, so many holding of every individual I believe that is of service here with me. So that's wonderful that you felt it. So now moving through the week, how did you like the flow of the week from your nights in the Maloka to mornings in class to yoga? How did you like the flow of everything? What did you feel about that?
You know, I just don't know how it could have been created or co-created in a more perfect way, you know, and I don't use that word lightly, but is brilliant and empowering between classes and presenters like yourself, you know, that really kind of your hand is held, you know, through the entire healing process. From this is a place that nourishes you, body, mind, and spirit. And your body is so nourished with the amazing food, you know, to take care of your physical vessel, not to mention, you know, other supportive offerings here for the physical. And to just say, okay, here you go. Like, this is your what's next. This is your what's next. Perfect. You're right on task.
Yes.
You need any support, please reach out. We're here.
Yes.
You know, so you constantly open.
Yeah.
You know, you're constantly, you know, continue to, it nourishes trust in the process. It's very nourishing to trust.
Great. Good. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Because I love that flow. And sometimes when people come and they look at the board when they first come in and they're like, wait a second, it's evening and ceremony, and then I'm going to be up at 7 for yoga. And that can be an initial. And then I'll watch people come to class at 9 and go, oh, that was easy. I'm supposed to, and it felt so good. And you just said it continues to open and open.
Well, and it is so intentional, and you're right. Because when I first looked at the schedule, I'm like, wow, you know, wait a minute, I'm here to be not a hamster on the wheel, you know, and yet at the same time, it's a recipe for success.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes.
You know, so it's the perfect recipe. Yes. You know, especially in your process, the different modalities brilliantly put together, and then the facilitators are like, there's no words, you know, that really shore you up and empower you, and at times give you the courage, you know,
to keep going.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, now, did you receive your miracle this week? If I could say it that way, I feel like you received many, but do you want to share with us how you feel about that?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I need to add an S on that. Yeah. You know, I came here because, especially over the last couple of years, I was dying on the vine, and my joy was gone. I was isolating, you know, started drinking more, just not, almost kind of like having, you know, kind of signing out, you know, feel like I fractured out. And the miracle that I got was, it was a resuscitation of my heart. And and a remembrance of who I really am, and that bright light that I feel was lost. It not only was sparked, but it was amplified. So I don't think miracle is a strong enough word. You know, I have been incredibly blessed, and beyond words. I'm so grateful, because I really believe that I believe the cosmic heart, all of us have a vision, a different vision for for Earth and for humanity. And in order to accomplish that, and that's where absolutely my heart is to be the change, you know. But in order for us to really heal the world and create a new world, a new Earth, we have to heal ourselves. And that's where, and through that.
And would you say it's fair to say that Rythmia is a portal for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's, I think you guys have a direct plug-in to divine. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, if you know, you just, I think your heart calls you, and if you know your life can be more, and you and there's a you know, an inner calling for something different, or for just you need something that's going to be life-giving to you and to your soul. This is like a hummingbird medicine. You know, it definitely, and everybody's unique, you know, whatever that is, because the world can really, you know, create an illusion to who, you know, an illusion for who you think that you are. And it's such an opportunity to come back to the truth of who you are. And from that place, you can create a life of joy and magic and just saying yes to life. You know, saying yes again to life. I wasn't saying yes.
So when you return home,
yeah.
How will that unfold? That yes to life now. How will that unfold for you?
Well, the first thing I'm going to say yes to is me.
Yeah.
You know, and what you know, I just, my heart is so full, and I just feel like nourishing the light within me. And committing, because, you know, there's no magic potions, you know, and this is pretty as magical as you can possibly get, right? You know, but you have to move through, and now it's my work to do those practices, right? And commit to me, to nourishing. This is a beginning, you know, it's a beginning that can be nourished and can grow. And I'm very, very committed to that, because as I can amplify my light, my heart, you know, this is where, again, I can really be a part of the healing for humanity. And
see why I said you're in for a treat?
It's, you know, if you, I feel like if you're listening to this, you know, there's something about the calling, you know, the mind can say, "Wow, what are you thinking?" Or, you know, and but I, you know, it's like for me that first shot of like a knowing, you know, and just a calling. And I think your heart always guides you in the perfect way. It's it's a soft voice. And so it's our job to listen to that soft voice. It's not going to come, go to Rythmia, you know. And I just don't think that you could ever give yourself a greater gift. And not just for you, because when we heal, everybody that's in our life is blessed. And it gives them permission and starts the process by us holding, you know, our light. And so
I can't thank you enough. I want to highlight that last sentence. When you heal, when we heal ourselves, everyone in our life is blessed. So
you walk around, you become the blessing.
Thank you.
And the inspiration.
Right.
Because in an unconscious way, you know, that's, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I want to have, you know, I want to have, you know, what was that movie? Oh gosh, I want to have what she's having. I'm not
Oh, yeah,
typing
yeah,
it
yeah.
right.
I know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was either Harry Mitts, it was something like that.
Yeah,
I'll
Harry
have
meets
that.
Sally,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly, with the dessert. I want to
Yes,
have what
yes,
she's
yes.
having. So I kind of liken it
I
to
love
that.
that.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So grateful
Yeah.
for your sharing. Thank you for the inspiration. May you all be inspired and uplifted by Janelle's sharing, because it's coming such from the heart. It's just like emanating from your heart. So if you're ready for your healing, your shift, your awakening, your remembrance of who you are, this is a safe container. And you said it so well.
Yeah.
So join us. Come to Rythmia.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see you. Have a beautiful day. Like I said, today it's gorgeous outside and it's raining and it's stunning, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'd say just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Say yes, and we'll see you here. Have a
Yeah.
beautiful day.
Blessings.
Yes. Ciao, ciao. Here we go.